Can't, because I'm sharing my screen at the moment, I can't see how many of you there are, but maybe I'll if you want to just type into the chat box what you're studying and maybe when you hope to study abroad, then I can have a look at that just when I'm done with the presentation. I'm only going to speak for about 15 minutes, but basically just to tell you a little bit more about the university and about Glasgow, the city the university is located in. And then I'm really happy to take your questions and just have a little chat with you too. So the University of Strathclyde is located in actually the city centre of Glasgow. Glasgow is Scotland's largest city, and it's got a population of about 1 million people. There are actually 4 universities in Glasgow, so the city itself is very student orientated, and what's great about it is if you're going to a cafe or a restaurant or a pub or even the cinema or any of the shops, they almost all have student discounts because they rely on the students very much for the economy of the city. So it's a great place to be a student. It's also a very affordable city too. So if you're looking at other places in the UK, Glasgow is quite competitive in terms of cost of living. Glasgow has been the European City of Culture. It's known for its architecture, which is fantastic, and very much known for its music too. Glasgow has some absolutely legendary music venues, and in fact, we get quite a few American bands to the city, and we get bands who wouldn't normally play maybe smaller venues, but because these venues are known worldwide and been around for many, many years, we quite often get some pretty big name bands in Glasgow, which is pretty cool. The city is very well connected to the rest of the UK with easy public transportation links to places like Aberdeen up north in Scotland, 45-minute train journey to Edinburgh, the capital city in Scotland, 4 hours down south just to get to London, Leeds, Birmingham, kind of all the main cities in the UK you can access very inexpensively and easily from Glasgow. And actually the university is just located about a 10-minute walk from the train station. It's a great place for exploring, obviously, the city, other parts of the UK, but also the Highlands of Scotland, which is really one of the things that Scotland is best known for. It's amazing nature and kind of hill walking and all of those outdoorsy things that you may love to do. If you've seen any movies set in Scotland, you'll see those rolling hills, the beautiful lochs, and just amazing countryside, and you certainly will not be disappointed if you come to Strathclyde and you can access all of the parts outside the city as well as being within a city. So why study at Strathclyde? Well, we're known as the place of useful learning. So the degree programs have all been constructed not only to teach you about the theory of the particular subject you're studying, but also the practical side. So we're preparing you academically, but also very much for the workforce when you come out of a class or you complete a degree program. We've got over 440 undergraduate and postgraduate courses, so about 250 undergraduate courses, and we're very well connected to industry because we are preparing our students for careers in their chosen field. So when they graduate, they're literally ready to walk into jobs, and in fact, many of our students do have jobs before they even complete their studies. It's a very entrepreneurial and applied style of teaching and learning. So as well as learning the theory, you're very much acting practically in your courses. A lot of group-based work as well. And it's a quality student experience. Our university is divided into 4 faculties. On the Wisconsin-Stout campus, you might call it colleges. We're kind of old school in the UK, so we still have faculties on our campus. We've got engineering, humanities and social sciences, science, and then the Strathclyde Business School. So lots of different subject areas within the university. The university itself has about 23,000 students, about 15,000 full-time students, 11,000 of whom are undergraduate students. And about 16% of our student body are international students. One of the things I really like about Strathclyde is that it is very much a Scottish university. So when you're walking around the campus, you'll see a diverse cohort of students, But at the same time, you don't have to walk far to hear a thick Scottish accent, lots of which are West Coast. So we draw lots of our students really from the West Coast of Scotland, which is where we're based. And in that way, I think you're very much getting a local experience when you're on the campus. You've chosen Scotland so that you can appreciate the best of what Scotland has to offer, including its people. And you will definitely find lots of West Coasters on the Strathclyde campus. We've got about 860 academic staff, 400 research staff, and 8 different teaching centres across the world. So we're very used to accommodating international students and working globally. In the Faculty of Engineering, then, we have actually the largest Faculty of Engineering in all of Scotland, with a really diverse range of engineering. Wisconsin-Stout obviously has lots of engineers as well, and I would guess that anything that you may be studying within the field of engineering at Wisconsin-Stout, you'd be able to find at Strathclyde. Architecture studies, biomedical, chemical and process engineering, civil engineering. Our design, manufacturing, and engineering management degree program is quite unique. It's probably most similar to industrial engineering in the US, but what's great about it is it really does pull across many different areas of engineering, so mechanical and civil, for example. And so if you're studying one of those degree programs, but you want to take a class in something a little bit different, look at our classes within design, manufacturing, and engineering management. The classes, again, tend to be quite project-based. We work very closely with industries, so often within a class, you'll be given an assignment from a company to take a product and modify it and make it better, or to design a product for the first time. I had to walk around the DMEM department, and the students were tasked with taking a speaker and making it their own. So either improving the sound or the architectural design of the speaker. And it was really interesting to see what the sophomore students got to do. So it's fun if you're doing anything in engineering, but you want to take a class in something a little bit different, then I recommend design, manufacture, and engineering management. We've also got electronic and electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and then naval architecture. In humanities and social sciences, we've got humanities classes like English literature, digital journalism, those types of classes. We've got the School of Education, and Strathclyde actually trains more teachers than any other university in Strathclyde, so very well known for education. Psychological sciences and health, so if you're interested in sports and health or sports and psychology at all, it's a good department in humanities, government and public policy, and the School of Law. Lots of students, even if they're coming to do engineering classes for the most part, might also take, say, a Scottish history class or Scottish politics class while they're on the Strathclyde campus, just to learn a little bit more about the country that they're studying in. Then we've got the Strathclyde Business School, again, a large school with extensive degree programs, accounting and finance, economics, marketing, international business, business analysis, technology, those types of courses. They also cross over with some classes within science. For example, there's some computer science and business degree programs. So some of the classes will cross over into both of those faculties. I should mention too, we're AACSB accredited. We were the first university in Scotland to be so. And again, in terms of international universities, there aren't many that are accredited. So nice if that's something that's important to yourself or to your university. In the Faculty of Science, then, we're very well known for pharmacy and biomedical sciences. We work very closely with the National Health Service, so the main government health service that everybody uses in the country. If they need to see a doctor or go to the hospital, everybody has the same government policy, if you will. And so Strathclyde does lots of research within pharmacy and biomedical sciences. We've got peer and applied chemistry, including forensics, which is quite exciting, computer and information sciences, maths and stats, and then physics as well. When you come to Strathclyde, you normally take 60 Strathclyde credits per semester or 30 ECTS credits. Both of these 60 Strathclyde or 30 ECTS would equate to 15 US credits. In humanities and social sciences, you usually take 3 classes as a full-time load. It might seem like you spend a little bit less time in the classroom. However, there's an expectation in UK higher education that there's an emphasis on independent study and independent research. So you might find you spend a little bit less time in the classroom. However, the expectation of what you'll do independently outside of the classroom will probably be greater than your counterparts back in America. If you're studying engineering or science, you normally take between 4 and 6 classes. And then all of the engineering and science classes will have a lecture and a lab. If you're taking classes in business, humanities, and social sciences, you'll be taking lectures, and then those lectures will have supporting tutorials or seminars. Normally, students take classes between level 1 and 3, so meaning equivalent to freshman, sophomore, or junior level classes. But at the same time, level 4 classes are available in the majority of departments for study abroad students. So if there's a level 4 class that you're interested in, don't hesitate to put that down on your application form and we can review it. Normally, students take at least 50% of their classes in a single department. So for example, if you're wanting to study mechanical engineering, you would take 50 or 70% of your classes in mechanical engineering. But then again, you might be interested in taking, a Scottish history class because you're in Scotland and you want to learn a little bit more about the country. You will be assigned a particular department or faculty when you study on the Strathclyde campus. And within that department, you'll be assigned an academic tutor who will meet with you just to confirm all of your classes again when you arrive on the campus, and who will be your first point of contact for any academic questions while you're on the Strathclyde campus. As part of the application form, we do have you fill out the classes that you'd like to take for the semester or for the academic year that you're on the campus. And then that means that we can pre-approve those classes so that Wisconsin-Stout's happy with the classes that you're taking and that you can take those classes on the Strathclyde campus in advance of arriving. In terms of the academic year, we're pretty similar to the US. We start usually in the middle of September and we run up to about the 3rd week of December with all of the exams taking place before the holidays. Semester 2 then begins in the middle of January and runs right up into the end of May. We do have a 2-week spring break. The first 2 weeks of April are always our spring break. And so if you come in the spring semester, you maybe have a little bit more time to explore the UK and continental Europe as well. So some students prefer the spring semester, but saying that, we are very close to the continent. So if you come in the fall semester, you can do lots of little weekend trips to various places in the UK and across the continent as well. And we will give you an academic transcript when you complete your semester or your year at Strathclyde. Oops. The visa information isn't too important at this stage, but just maybe worth mentioning. If you're coming just for a single semester, you just come on a student visitor visa, which is very straightforward and doesn't really require too much preparation work. You are not allowed to work as part of a student visitor visa. So if you're coming just for a semester, that's just good to know. Students who are coming for the full year do require a student visa. It's a Tier 4 student visa, and you'll apply for that in advance of coming to Strathclyde. With the Tier 4 student visa, you are permitted to work up to 20 hours per week or to volunteer. So if that's something that's of interest to you, maybe take note of that just now. In terms of housing, we guarantee accommodation for all study abroad students. Our accommodation is what we would call self-catered accommodation. And by that, I mean that you get your own room. Oftentimes you get your own bathroom or a shared bathroom. And then you'll also have the chance to share a kitchen, living room, dining room with other students in your accommodation. Don't worry, we're not expecting you to be fantastic cooks or anything just because you have access to a kitchen. And if you never wanted to cook a single meal while you were on the Strathclyde campus, you don't have to. There's plenty of places to eat, both on the campus and then also, because we're in the city center, loads of different restaurants and cafes within easy reach of the campus. But it's nice to know that you do have access to a kitchen so that if you did want to cook either for yourself or for your flatmates or friends, you'll have access to kitchen facilities and a dining room and living room too. And actually a shared kitchen, dining room, living room is a fantastic way to meet students and get to know who you're living with. Some of the best friends you'll make are probably people who you'll live with in the student halls. The other things just to mention then are that we have international student advisors who will help chat you through any visa regulations before you arrive. We've got a welcome and orientation program. I'll probably be doing the welcome talk when you arrive. There are social programs throughout both semesters, so plenty of things to do on an extracurricular level as well when you come to Strathclyde. We've got over 140 different clubs and societies. So chances are, if there's something you participate in the States that you really love and you'd love to carry on doing at Strathclyde, we'll probably have it. But the other thing is we'll have probably some clubs and societies that you've never even thought of that are unique either to Strathclyde or to Scotland. And it's a great way to meet students and just have a little bit of a different experience on a different campus while you're studying abroad. We just completed our sports and health facility about 2 years ago, spent a lot of money on it. And in terms of UK universities, it's a fantastic facility. Swimming pool, basketball courts, lots of different classes if you like your classes in the gym. So an opportunity to stay fit while you're on the campus as well. So in summary, we've got lots of different classes that you can choose from, and we're flexible, so you can take classes right across the university in a variety of subjects. You can come for the semester or for the full year. The exams do take place in December. Some UK universities still have an exam system where students don't take the exams until January, so it's nice to know at Strathclyde all the exams are finished up by the end of December. We offer campus housing and you're guaranteed accommodation. You've got an exchange and study abroad support team. It's myself and 3 other members of staff as well. And the city centre location means that you'll never be short of things to do while studying in Glasgow at Strathclyde. And finally, just the fact that actually we're so well placed for seeing other parts of the UK, and the public transportation in the UK is very, very good. So it's not difficult to see different parts of the UK, whether you want to just go someplace for the day or whether you want to go away for the weekend. In terms of applying then, if you're interested in semester 2, and I believe Wisconsin-Stout is at this stage still allowing students to apply for the spring semester, our application deadline is the 15th of November. I'm sure that Wisconsin-Stout has an earlier internal deadline where you'll need to apply in the first instance, but we can talk you through that in a minute. And then the nice thing about our application form is it's the application to apply to the university, but it also has an integrated housing application in it. So you're applying for admission and for your housing all in one go, which makes it nice and straightforward. The only other thing I wanted to mention is that we are going to have a summer school this summer. We tried for the first time to have a summer school last summer, but obviously with everything that's happened, we unfortunately had to cancel the summer school. So we're really excited to be able to offer it in 2021. We've got 4 different summer programs. The first one is in forensic science. And this is quite a cool course. It's offered within the Department of Chemistry. You will go to a crime scene and you will do the forensics on the crime. You'll work with Police Scotland to analyze the crime scene and the forensic findings. And then you'll get to present those findings in a mock court as part of like a pretend trial, if you will. So it's a really fun course and a great opportunity to meet people from many different universities, but then also just get a good grasp of what forensics is all about. very project-based. So although there'll be some lectures in the beginning, you'll be up on your feet doing exploratory work for the majority of the summer school. The business school then offers a summer program in hospitality and tourism management. Glasgow has lots to offer tourists, so the summer school uses Glasgow as an example of, what attracts people to Glasgow, why would you come as a tourist to the city. One of the things that draws people to Scotland is, of course, Harry Potter. So as part of the business school, summer school, you will go to a Harry Potter manufacturing company and see how they come up with their products, what they look for in terms of drawing in tourists and so forth. So really interesting course. Again, very project-based, so you'll be up and about more than you would be just being lectured at. The next summer program is the statistical analysis of COVID. So obviously COVID is a very hot topic at the moment, and you can look at COVID from lots of different aspects. This particular summer school looks at the stats of COVID. So, where COVID cases have been and what does it look like in the future. And it uses different mathematical and statistical data to do this. So it'd be really interesting. You do have to have kind of a base level of calculus and higher maths for this particular summer program. But for students who are interested in statistics and understanding how to use something to explain statistics, this is a really good summer course. And then finally, I spoke earlier about our department, Design, Manufacturing, and Engineering Management, and they operate a summer school. So what you'll do is work in groups on a project, and you'll get a particular product and you'll be asked to modify that product as part of the summer school. And so it's a great summer program because you get to work on something, but at the end you get to present it and you have a real outcome for that summer program too. So we're hopeful that all of these summer programs will be attractive. They're kind of all in different areas. Most of them are based probably for students who have maybe completed a year of their undergraduate studies. You don't have to be an expert in any of the areas. So if there's one that you find interesting, but you think, oh, maybe I don't have enough science or I don't have enough engineering background, just don't hesitate to ask, because they are supposed to be set at a low enough level where really any university student can participate in them. They are going to all run simultaneously from the 27th of June to the 15th of July, which means no matter what program you're studying on, you'll have the opportunity to meet other students on the campus who are also attending a summer school. And the social events that we have and the excursions around these summer schools will be a mix of students from all of the 4 summer schools. So a great opportunity to meet a wider group of students as well. So that is the end of my presentation. I'm going to hopefully close that and get you guys back. Good, gotcha. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to see if I can show the conversation here. Good. So I can see we've got a couple of people on. Do you guys want to tell me what you're studying at UW-Stout, even if you're undeclared, or when you might be thinking about studying abroad? There's a little chat function just at the bottom of your screen.
I will add, I've seen that there's been students typing, but I haven't seen any questions come through. So if anybody has typed a question, I can't see it as the moderator. So it might be that the chat maybe isn't working, or yeah. So we're a small enough group, I think, that it's perfectly fine if students want to switch on their microphones and just ask a question as well.
Sure. Well, one of the other things I'll say, oh, here we go. Sorry, from Bailey. You're undecided, that's totally fine. And you're hoping to study abroad next year. Excellent. Well, good. The study abroad office will obviously help you to decide kind of when is the best time for you to study abroad, if there are any limitations on your degree program when you do decide what degree you're doing. And also, whether you want to think about semester study or summer study. One of the things I think that's so great, in addition to Glasgow itself, is the location of where we are. Students will come just really for a semester, but one of the nice things I've seen is, they come, they know they're going to do their semester, but they maybe don't think too much beyond their time at Strathclyde. And certainly last semester, students and the semester before made the most of, the ability to travel around the continent. So from Glasgow, you can get direct flights to Berlin, to Amsterdam, to Nice in France, to Barcelona. They're short hop flights, so they're only really 1.5 to maybe 2.5, 3 hours. So what's great is that you can explore wider Europe when you come to Strathclyde, and really inexpensively. So we have a number of inexpensive airlines, kind of the equivalent, I guess, of JetBlue or maybe Southwest in the States, where you can find good bargains. And you can easily go, I was seeing like last semester, you could get to Amsterdam for £20 return, to be like $35 return. So if you book it early enough, you can go for the weekend, and that's quite nice. Sometimes you only need a couple of days in European cities. So I would encourage you, when you're thinking about studying abroad, to also think, I know I'm going to be in Scotland, I'm really excited about that, but to look at the wider continent too. And you don't have to plan anything in advance. You can wait till you arrive. It was nice to see some study abroad students who arrived, didn't know each other, met each other in the welcome and orientation, and then ended up being great friends for the semester and planned lots of different trips together as part of their time on the campus. So there's lots of opportunities to not just stay in the UK, but also to go a little bit further too.
Danielle, do you want me to introduce myself?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Roxanne and Bailey. My name is Betsy Pudliner, and I'm a professor over at the Scottish Hotel School. That's where I was at Strathclyde. School of Hospitality Leadership over in Heritage. So you do have more than one person on campus that can help you. I'm an alumnus of Strathclyde. That's where I did my PhD work. And I have to tell you, it was a wonderful experience. Like Shannon says, you are a hop, skip, and a jump from anywhere on continental Europe, even down into Africa and other places. Mm-hmm. I went to Germany over one of the spring breaks, the 2 weeks. The 2 weeks was wonderful. Oh my God, I've never had 2 weeks in a row. And I went to Germany to visit relatives and had a great time. Living in Glasgow was one of the easiest things to do. The people are so friendly. It's so genuine. Not that Edinburgh is not genuine either. Okay, but I mean, I'm talking about my most experience. I was there 7 years, and I would recommend Glasgow anytime. It's very cosmopolitan, but it's also very genuine. It's also very family oriented too. That it's just a really great place. One of the best experiences that I had, of course, was meeting new people from different parts of the world and living in the dorms. I mean, you still have your own space, but we made it a point to get together at least once a week. I had friends from Egypt, Iran, the Caribbean, can't remember the other place. Oh, South Korea. Okay. And China. And we made the best friends, and I'm still in contact with them. But we made a point to get together for dinner at least once a week, and somebody would cook from their respective countries. Like I took 4th of July, okay, and I made a barbecue, which was great, and I made a big cake and everything. But that doesn't mean you can't get out, and it was just, we always would go to the pub. Okay, I won't promote drinking or anything, but it was that social ability, and plus they had a fireplace, because it does get a little bit cold, but not as cold as you think. Let's put it that way.
Go ahead, Jen. Not Wisconsin cold.
Yeah, not Wisconsin cold. Average temperature in the year can range from about 42 to 65 in the winter to about, I'd say about 50 to 80 in the summer.
Yeah.
And I would, some weekends I would just hop on a bus. And this is what she said about the applied aspect. I was in a research aspect, so I really wasn't in class a lot. And what that allowed me to do, since I was in tourism, it allowed me to get out, get on a bus, go to Inverness, go to Aberdeen, check out the tourism scene, and do a lot of observational research. Go talk to people at other universities that were involved in tourism, made a lot of friends that way. Was involved in Scottish tourism at the government level, go to some of their webinars and their conferences that they had. Not webinars, but seminars. And it was, they want you to take an active part and become part of a family, which is really nice. I consider Scotland my second home. So if you all need any information, want to talk or chat, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Anytime, send me an email, even chat through Teams. That would be great. We're all in this together. So I just wanted to introduce myself and let people know that I'm here if you'd like to chit chat.
I'm going to put my email address. Betsy, if you want to put yours too, and then students have it, and they can get in touch on the Wisconsin Stout campus too, because you have that good firsthand experience as a student. Perfect.
Hello, Shannon and Betsy.
Hi,
and
how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Thank you again for doing the session today. We appreciate it.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
That's good.
Let's see. Bailey, if you're interested in popping your microphone on, I'm happy to speak with you with any questions. Bailey, I'm Andrea Morse. I'm the person who's emailing you in the chat or messaging you in the chat about your questions.
Yeah, I just had a few questions. So I'm still, like I said, currently undecided, but will that impact me at all for studying abroad? Like my school didn't offer much for career exploration, so I'm kind of just looking at all my options, but I definitely want to go abroad. Like I went to Panama in high school, and then it kind of just made me want to travel the world, and I have some roots in Scotland, so it kind of strikes a family chord with me, so I would like to go there.
Great. And would you be interested in taking some gen ed courses while you're figuring out what your major might be?
Yeah, I'm currently taking gen ed courses right now. I'm leaning towards something with communications, but I did contemplate tourism for a long time in high school. So.
Okay. Yeah, so a couple of things you could do is I would, if you're, obviously in the process of trying to figure out what major you might want, I would consider saving some of your I understand you're taking some gen eds at Stout, but maybe save some gen eds and take those when you go abroad. If you can, if that fits in your program plan, all right. And then, if you're primarily taking gen eds, you could consider taking a communications class or a hospitality or tourism class abroad to see if you like it. Maybe you really will, or maybe you won't, and then you have some sort of direction there.
Okay.
Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, I just didn't know, like, if I had to be completely declared with a major. I didn't know taking gen eds abroad was an option. I thought I had to be, like, set in stone what I was doing.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
And so part of studying abroad is also figuring it out. And I know we had a student a few years ago who studied abroad. She actually ended up working for us in the office, but she felt like she was at a crisis because she just wasn't happy, and she went and studied abroad in Scotland actually, and she just took this semester to just figure out her life and to figure out what she wanted to do, and she realized she was in the wrong major, but it just took studying abroad to really take the time to figure that out. she came back and changed her major, and she was so happy, and she's excelling. She's graduated now, has an awesome job with Thomson Reuters, and so you don't have to have it all, you know, major figured out and everything before you go.
Okay, that's awesome. That was, like I said, that was my biggest concern. And then with the cost, do I pay Stout tuition, or do I pay, like, how much is, like, I'm first generation from a low income family, so like cost is always like the forefront of our minds.
Right.
So.
Well, with Strathclyde, it's not an exchange program. It would be it's a direct enroll where you'd be paying their fees.
Okay.
It's when you're on an exchange program, that's when you're paying the Stout tuition and fees.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And feel free if you want to, I don't know if you know where to go to ask an advisor on the Canvas platform. You're welcome to pop over there, and I can help show you more information about Strathclyde if you wanted to, or you can always book a virtual appointment or email study abroad at UW-Stout.edu, and we can help you out.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thanks for stopping in today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bailey.
Great. Well, excellent. I see Danielle has her hand up. How you doing, Danielle?
I don't though. It's just always been on. I don't know what that's about.
Oh,
But you know me, Andrea. I'm just super eager.
right? That's great.
Very polite, very polite.
Can't get enough.
Oh, that's great. Let's see. And we have looks like another student. Is it Roxanne? Do you have any questions for us? Okay. And that's all right too. Roxanne, feel free to place any questions in the chat box if you'd like, or let us know. You can always pop on your microphone and ask us if you would like. But in the meantime, I'm actually gonna, okay, no questions. Okay, thank you, Roxanne. Thank you for joining us. I'm just gonna pop over to some other sessions. So, but I just wanted to see you one last time, Shannon. Thank you so much
for all your help.
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. If you do, Roxanne, let's see if you do have.
Thanks, Andrea.
Oh, Betsy, that's
Yeah.
that's you. I was trying to read it. Thank you, Betsy, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. Always happy to help.
Good, awesome.
Yeah, and you know, I've been thinking of Bailey and Roxanne. Roxanne, I don't know what your major is here, or if you're undecided as well. But Bailey, you said about communications and tourism. Tourism writing and I don't know if you're into photography as well, but the light and the opportunities to work with people because of the contacts that we have at Strathclyde with like Visit Scotland. You could, you know, work with, you know, the people at Visit Scotland, go over and ask them about things. Like I went over and did some interviewing during my research and was over there. I took a group of students that came over from Purdue University. We went over to Visit Scotland headquarters. It's such a wealth of opportunity there, because if you go back to the history of tourism and what was the oh God, I can't think of the tour company that just went out of business after 100 and some years, 200 years.
In
Scotland. What was that? Yeah, and well, Scotland and England. What was that? I couldn't think of it. Oh well, it'll come to me. It'll come to me afterwards.
All right.
And they're the first place that people went to on tours, and it's the birthplace of modern tourism. What was that?
Thomas Cook.
Thank you, Thomas Cook.
Tour operator.
Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't even think this morning. And that's the birthplace of modern tourism, is Scotland. And it has I mean, the museums right there in Glasgow have a wealth of artifacts and art. It would blow your mind.
All free too.
And yeah, and all free. Plus transportation around Scotland. You can buy a pass for the buses, for the trains, and and there's different versions, different packages. that I bought, you know, at least once a month or once a quarter. And I could just get on a bus and go and show that pass and go, which was really wonderful. It was a CityLink pass, and then train passes as a student. And then you get student discounts as well for transportation. But the museums in Scotland, the National Museum in Scotland is wonderful. And plus you get to go use the different libraries while you're there, which is some of the artifacts that I saw. I took the students when I was there in 2018. I took my students over to the National Museum in Scotland in Edinburgh, and I showed them pamphlets and brochures and marketing material from the history of tourism in Scotland, so dating back to the 1800s, and Thomas Cook and some other things. And it just there, oh, I'm getting goosebumps already. It's just, it is such an amazing place. And if you're a photographer, you'll be blown away. Excuse my, French for that, but it just, I can't explain the lighting. It's just an amazing place. So anybody have any questions for me while I'm here? I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. Okay, both of you can shoot me an email. I'm on campus, or I'm not on campus, I'm at home like everybody else. But just shoot me an email and I'll be glad to answer any questions, talk to you about Scotland or the program. Be glad to help.
All right. Well, it sounds like we're probably wrapping up. I have just a little slide with reminders about how to connect for virtual appointments and that sort of thing that I will post. So we'll give it maybe just a couple more minutes that we'll stay in session, and then, yeah, hopefully be able to connect students with the appropriate folks later on.
And there are some wonderful videos. I'm going to show you my screen real quick. Let me see. Hold on. I want to share my screen. Okay. It's one of those days. Let me see if I can do this. Let me minimize this. Let me do this again. Okay. Can you see my YouTube? Shannon, can you see it?
Just now, no. I saw it before when you pulled it up.
Okay, hold on. I probably hit the wrong one. Okay, hold on. Ah!
There you are. I think it's coming now.
Just love this technology.
I know. I think it's the square with the little arrow on it for share screen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the right one. Can you see it now? Oops, nope, that's not it.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so this is their YouTube channel, and they have some wonderful informational videos that you can watch and learn about Strathclyde, and to learn about the university and in Glasgow itself. Okay, so again, it's a wonderful tool.
Right. I can't see a YouTube.
Okay, hold on.
I see a beautiful photo.
Screenshot thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I can do this.
We're also, ladies, we are on TikTok. This is pretty new for Strathclyde, just like last week. So pretty exciting times for us. Some interesting TikToks with our mascot, our Strathosaurus, really not to be missed. So check it out.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, you can see it now.
Okay, so that's the YouTube channel. I should subscribe to that. I think I'm subscribed when I'm signed in, but it shows also the new learning and technology, the building, and what's it like to be an international student there. Mm-hmm. And I have to say the support staff, there for international students was wonderful. Wonderful. I couldn't have picked a better place for that because they were so, certain things that happened, 9/11, I was there when 9/11 happened. And their support for me as an American student being there during 9/11 was amazing. Amazing. So, okay. So, yep.
Very
All
cool.
All right. So I'll share this information, just my little slide here with information about how to connect with us going forward. I have another session to get onto here in a couple minutes, so I'll just leave this up for a few minutes and then I will close out our session. But the recording will be available on our I believe through the Canvas site, but also through the Study Abroad site sometime in the next couple of days. So can take a look for that, and of course reach out to our team if you have more questions or want more information. Are we able to see our little slide here?
Yeah.
It says thank you for joining us today. Yay!
Yes. Nice.
All right, I'm heading out. I have a meeting with the students. So everybody have a great day. And thanks for
care,
joining
Betsy.
us.
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks so much, Danielle.
Good
Thanks,
seeing you,
Betsy.
Shannon.
Take care, Shannon.
Well, next time in person.
Yes, hopefully.
Absolutely. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.